Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today we are taking a look at how your person, now this person can be anyone, it doesn't have to be just romantic, it can be friendships, family members, co-workers, anything like that, but we're going to be looking at how this person viewed you before versus now. So I have 4 crystals for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the red jasper. Pile number 2 is the amethyst. Pile number 3 is the honey calcite. This one's heavy. I'm trying to put it down for you guys to see. Pile 3 is the honey calcite. And pile number 4 is the yellow phantom quartz. Okay, so see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how the person that you're asking about viewed you before versus now. So I'm going to get straight in. I'm going to start with tarot and we're going to do a row of cards, well 4 cards at the top, to see how this person used to view you, the past energy, and then we're going to do tarot underneath, which will be how this person currently views you, as well as an oracle card as well to end the reading. So let's get in. So the red jasper pile, please spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 1s. How did pile number 1's person, how did my pile number 1's person that they're asking about view them in the past? Pile number 1's person, how did they view them in the past? What was their past thoughts on pile number 1? What was pile number 1's person's past thoughts and feelings? How did they view Ace of Shells, happiness and abundance? Pile number 1's person, how did they view pile number 1 in the past? 4 of Shells, soul searching and reevaluation. How did pile number 1's person view them? Emperor, focus and stability. Pile number 1. And we have the 9 of Shells. Okay, gratitude and fulfillment. Interesting. There's a lot of shells here, a lot of cups, and we have awakening at the back of the deck, renewal and enlightenment. This person definitely felt like you were both from 2 different worlds. I almost feel that you had something that this person would have liked to possess. It's something that they quite fancied for themselves and wanted to maybe express or tap into. But there's also this feeling that maybe they might not have been able to. The reason I say that is the 3 lots of shells. We have the Ace of Shells, which is the Ace of Cups, happiness and abundance. Then we have the 4 of Shells, which is the 4 of Cups, which is soul searching and reevaluation. And then the 9 of Shells, which is gratitude and fulfillment. So it's like, I feel like this person did look at you a little bit like an answer to their prayers, or someone that they really enjoy to be around. But it wasn't just the sense of like just you in general. It was something that you possessed, a light that you possessed. I think that you guys move and are very connected with your emotions. Maybe you're very vocal about your emotions, very open with your emotions. Maybe you're somebody that's very passionate. I do feel this person saw you as somebody like that, but there's almost this feeling of friction, kind of like if a bird in the sky wanted to be with a crab, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of a friction because it's like, I would love to be able to like be in the ocean and flow into the ocean, but my wings just don't fly down there. It's just not going to work. So there's a feeling of that coming through pile number 1, where there's an admiration and a love and a like, if it was a relationship, it's like to be with this person, I'd feel so deeply, it would be so beautiful. If it was a friendship, it was like, wow, to be around this person, they express themselves so well and their feelings, they're very nurturing. To be in a friendship, it's so beautiful to be in. And even if it's like a family member, it's like, wow, this person's so open with their emotions. But this is where then there's a little bit of like inadequacy that might come in, where it's like, can I give them back what they want? Am I what they want? Like, I feel like they're what I want, but am I what they want? And it's kind of like, would this work? So there's a lot of like confusion of like, how do they see me? Would this work? How would this work out for me? And that's where this person gets rigidly then maybe stuck in that Emperor energy of, because they're quite practical and earthy, I feel, and I feel like they move with logic, whereas you move with intuition and feeling. So it's like that, if it was a friendship, relationship, whatever, they're looking at it like almost in a practical way of, is this going to work for me? What can this bring for me? And what can I bring for them? And is it going to work in the long run? And will my wings be able to take me that deep, into the ocean where the crab's going? Like, would I really be able to do that? Will this crab be happy with the fact that I don't have claws and I like them? Like, this person's more logical, and they almost feel a bit analytical, quite Virgo-y, whereas I feel you guys are more intuitive, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, emotional. And I think that it got to a point then that they would have got quite wrapped up in their own fears and anxieties about what could be, or how this friendship could be, or how you might view them, what they could give to you, that I almost feel like the focus then got off you more onto that logical sense. And I feel like maybe that's where a block might have come in. For some of you guys, if you're still in connection with this person, I feel like that's a fear that they can kind of get warped up into and stuck on. If they do kind of go into themselves or come across quite shy or enclosed, I feel like that's what they're dealing with. There's a lot of anxiety of, am I good enough? Would I be able to really give them that? Am I good enough for this? Is this gonna work out, or is this gonna crash and burn? Because there's a lot of, I feel like they do have you on a bit of a pedestal, and I feel like they do admire you and have a lot of love for you. It's coming through in the reading. But there's this, Four of Cups, this Four of Shells energy where it's like, is it enough? You know what I mean? Like, is it enough? I almost feel like for some of you guys, this connection might not have even grounded too deep. It could have been a friendship that was there for a little bit but never got too deep. It does feel more of a connection for you guys, but it could also be like a family member connection where you've kind of maybe drifted, or you weren't able to get too deep. But they still see you as like, I do feel like they look at you a little bit like an answer to their prayers in a way. And by that I mean you have something that they would like to possess within themselves. So they kind of get inspired by you and motivated by you, which is really lovely. But it's almost like, but I'm not that. And are we too different? And I think that's where the anxiety then kind of comes in, which could easily make the situation imbalanced if they're not putting in. This is the thing, I feel like I'm not giving their energies, like I'm not giving them what they deserve because I don't know how. I'm not giving them what they want because I don't know how. I'm not sure I'm what they want. I'm not sure I scrap up to be what they want. I feel like they might also think that you project onto them. You're seeing something in me that I don't possess. You're seeing something in me that I don't have. You're seeing something in me that I don't even see in myself, or maybe I'm just not that way. So there's like a barrier. And that's where this person gets caught up in anxieties. And with you choosing the red jasper, there's this feeling of this connection maybe not grounding too much, or being one-sided, because it's like, how do I give them? What am I giving them? Yeah. But how they view you is somebody very abundant emotionally, very prosperous, very intuitive, very nurturing, sensitive. I do feel that they view you as sensitive. Someone that's quite adventurous, I'm being told as well. They see you as somebody that's quite courageous, somebody that has a lot of depth and richness within. But there's also a feeling of like, how do I get them out of their shell at the same time? So they may be aware that you have a lot of the steps, but it's like, I don't bring that out in you. Yeah, see, now we're cooking. Because it's like, maybe they see you with other people and you're a lot more open, or they see you a little bit more happy, and it's like, am I what you want because you're not like that with me? Or they'll hear about you in like other connections or other friendships. They'll see you with another friend doing all these fun things, and it's like, I don't think I bring that out in you. I don't think I'm for you. I think we're from two different, like, I don't think I'm good. But instead of looking at it for some of you guys, they are looking at it logically and like, maybe we're from just two different worlds and we just don't mesh. But then in others of you, it's like, it's almost an anxiety of, I'm not good enough for you. I'm not what you want. I'm not good enough for you. I can't be what you need, and that's on me. And it's like beating myself up. They definitely have some insecurities at play. Yeah. It almost feels like forbidden fruit, or like I'm in another, like a literally different realm. It's like Eric and Ariel are just like two different landscapes, you know? It's just like, yeah. Because there's almost this feeling of like, I know there's more to you, but you're not showing me. I'm not bringing it out in you. Did you fully, if this is a connection or like a friendship, did you ever fully open up to this person? Did you ever fully were you ever fully yourself or express your emotions with this person? Because for some of you guys, I feel like you might not have. And this person may view you with other people and think, oh, well, they were happier there. Why aren't I bringing that out in this person? And it's like a stuck feeling then. So let's take a look at how they look at you now. So into the present, Spirit Guides, how does pile number one's person currently view my pile number ones? How does pile number one's person currently view my pile number ones? Yeah, especially in the, like with the past energy, it's like I'm seeing like a friend, and it's like, when you're with me, you don't seem too happy and we don't do much together, and it's just very black and white. But when I look at your Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram, you're doing all these fun things, and I obviously don't bring that out in you. You know what I mean? But it could, I don't think what they're failing to realize is maybe you and this person have a different connection then, a different friendship. Maybe your friendship's a little bit more intimate. Maybe your friendship's a little bit more emotional or nurturing, you know? Rather than, you know, because people bring out different sides of us. And I think this person doesn't quite see that, and might even logically just write it off then. Or again, relationship wise, they could have heard what you were like with exes, or they could see what you're like with friends, and it's like, you're not like that with me. Or they may see what you're like, you know, out in public, but then when it's just you and them, it's like they're not bringing that out. There's like a friction, or like I'm not, you're not coming into my hands. Like I'm not, it's like I want it, but for some reason it's just not happening. There's nothing landing, like there's nothing grounding. Yeah, pile number one. Pile number one. How does pile number one's person currently view my pile ones? How does pile number one's person currently in the present day view my pile number ones? What's changed? How do they view them now? I'm hearing footsteps by Kehlani, and she sings, patience could have done us well, because I could tell that all we lacked is presence, and I would have felt you could have helped. And then she sings, but here's to being honest, neither of us knew what we wanted, all that we knew is that we cared, still all we painted was a moment. So we have the Six of Shells, sentiment and joy. That's the six. Look at the shells again. There's so much shells coming through when they think of you. I do feel like they're emotionally connected to you. Because when they think of you, there's an emotional connection there. Like they feel a connection to that sort of memory, or when they think of you, or maybe if they still see you, if you're still around this person, they do still feel some type of way. Pile number one. How does pile number one's person currently view my pile ones? I just heard no hard feelings. We have Queen of Feathers, perception and truth. Pile, oh God. We have the Tower, release and revelation. Did you only ever, there's this feeling of like, I don't like this energy that I'm now getting into, but there's this feeling of like, when we argue or when there's friction, I get more of you. And I don't like that, because we don't want to tap into toxicity to hold a connection or to have energy from someone. Like, that's not right. It's not fair on anyone. But there's this feeling of like, that's when I really saw you. Like, when I don't know if you told this person off, or you had to tell this person off a few times, or you'd say maybe you're not pulling your weight, because I do see them going into themselves, or there's almost this thing of like friction would cause you both to connect, and they're kind of looking at it that way. I'll get into it in a second, but there's this feeling of that like friction would cause, or maybe an ending of the situation. Maybe you opened up to this person and you told this person straight. Maybe you could have cut this person off, or because there's a tower moment here. I feel like there's something you've said where they're like, oh wait, I think I get it. Oh wait, I think I get the issue now. There's something that you've said, and you might not have even said it. It could be something that like maybe they've heard you speak about, or like maybe you've been very open about what you want in friendships, relationships, connections. There's something that they've either heard you say, or it's like an unspoken thing where there's just like an energy shift within you where it's like, this is what I want. So there's like a more clear-cut view of like, oh, this is what they wanted. This is, you know what I mean? This might have been the issue. Because whatever was the issue here, they're starting to see what the issue might have been. Which has caused a tower moment for them to look at you differently and look at how the connection could have gone differently. Let me just pull one more card. Pile number 1. How does pile number 1's person currently view them? We have the High Priestess. Yeah. Intuition and sacred knowledge. And the back of the deck, we have the Page of Acorns, discovery and enthusiasm. It's the Page of Wands. So 6 of Shells. I do feel like you guys connected though. This is why I'm confused. And I feel like this person was confused on this situation and why they felt drawn. They're not confused why they felt drawn. They know why they felt drawn. They were confused why it didn't get off the ground. I feel like you were maybe confused on why it didn't get off the ground. What was the point? Like, I'm hearing that. What was the point? But that's more you. This person's like, why isn't this, the way the person's looking at this connection now, you know when you have kids like building blocks and you have like shapes and they've got to go in the right hole, the triangle's got to go in the triangle hole, the circle's got to go in the circle hole, and then sometimes when you're trying to fit, like, let's just say the square in on a diagonal way, it's not going in because it's not fitting, and it's like they kept not understanding why it wasn't going in and they really wanted to do it. And I feel like something's been said or something shifted, or maybe something shifted for the both of you. Maybe you've both gone through a tower moment where it's like, and now it's fitting in. And they're like, no, I get it. I actually understand. I actually get it. But what is it they get? The High Priestess. I don't know. I want to pull some more cards. What do they get, pile number 1 spirit guides? What's pile number 1's person getting? They're showing me that they understand something now, but what is it that they're understanding? What is it that my pile number 1's people have finally understood? 5 of Pentacles. What is it that my pile number 1's what is it that pile number 1's person finally understands about this connection? Queen of Cups reversed. What is it that my pile... Oh my god, these cards are so hard to shuffle. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm being so messy and clumsy. That's the thing. I'm shuffling too fast. That the cards are spilling everywhere. This person feels... See, that's the song, Footsteps. Patience could have done us well. Because I can tell that all we lacked is presence. Are you someone that takes a while to open up? Because they're looking at you like the shells here, which is reminding me of like water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Do you have are you my water pile? Because you feel very similar to me in the sense of like, 'cause I'm a Cancer rising and I'm like, I'm not going to feel comfortable with you until I intuitively feel safe. to really feel comfortable with you? Did they not give it enough time? Their tactic in regards to friendships, connections, whatever it is hot and heavy, jumping in, burst of energy. But the thing is I don't feel that works out for this person, because I feel like they'll jump in hot and heavy and then it's over, and then it's like on to the next, you know what I mean? Whether that's friendships, relationships, whatever. That's how they're used to things. Love bombing, and it's like normally it can work out well, whereas I feel like with you it wasn't. There was a different approach needed. They didn't realize that at first, and they're realizing that they were coming in. It's like I was putting the triangle in the square shape. The triangle doesn't go in a square shape, and that's probably why the circle didn't go in, because I was trying to put the circle in the triangle shape. And it's like they're understanding it a little bit better. I think it might be something you said. Or something someone could have said it to them. They could have had a friend or a family member or a sibling. I'm actually being told a sibling for some of them. Someone close to them. I don't feel it might have been you. It could have been you, but I don't think it would have hit with you, because you speak sometimes in a different language to this person, I'm being told. Somebody told them in a way that it worked. Somebody broke it down. I'm trying to laugh because it's like, I think people might have been saying this to this person for a while, where someone's finally said it. Somebody's finally said, look, you're going about it the wrong way. This is not how you build. You know what I mean? You can't just start painting the walls. The cement hasn't even dried on the bricks. This is really dumb. And they've kind of been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I feel like they needed it really explained slowly. They really needed to get it. And I feel like they get it now. I'm just going to pull 2 more cards. What do they finally get? Spirit guides. The World. The World. What do pile number... Did this person say to you, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready? I do feel your person's quite intuitive. 1 more card, please, Spirit guides. 2, okay. 2 of Cups, Ace of Cups reversed, Knight of Swords, back of the deck, 5 of Wands. This person's going to need to drop their ego a little bit if they want to fully embrace this connection, because I feel like this person allows their fears to create a bit of a mask or a wall of keeping themselves safe, and sometimes they can come across a bit blunt, arrogant, cold. This person's energy has done a little bit of a 360, but I feel like the way they're looking at you has also done a 360, and I feel like there's this feeling of like this chapter's ended, and I'm ready to, with this Knight of Swords, it's like I'm ready to reverse what I did. Because if we look at this journey backwards, if you can see the card, we have the Knight of Swords. So it's like, I know what I did wrong, so now I'm going to flip this cup upright, because they see you as this Ace of Cups, Ace of Shells. So it's like, I need to flip that cup upright. So now I need to, with this Queen of Cups, I need to be more open. I need to be more slower. I need to be more emotional. I need to be more nurturing. And that way, I'm not going to be out in the cold. They're not going to be out in the cold. And this 5 of Pentacles is going to turn to a 10 of Pentacles. So they understand what to do. The only thing I will say, pile number 1 is those insecurities may still be a little bit present of them maybe not feeling good enough. I don't think they've worked on that, to be honest with you. That's something that I do want to say. But they're looking at, see, that they're getting a more rounded view of you. I think they saw you as somebody that was very emotional, deep, nurturing, attractive, if it was a relationship sort of situation, somebody of value. But I feel like they didn't quite fully see other sides to you. Because when we look at the High Priestess, she's full of wisdom. Everything she does is with purpose. She's intuitive. And that sort of energy, it's not just going to spill out for anyone. And I think this person might be seeing that now. Yeah, so let's pull an oracle card. Yeah, I feel like their opinion of you has kind of stayed the same in the sense of they see you as somebody that has a lot of what they want. They see you as somebody that, you know, is very nurturing, somebody that's very healing, somebody that's very sensitive. They still see you in that same light, which I'm being told is a good light. However, they're seeing you clearer. And they're understanding the approach different. Because I don't think it was their opinion of you that needed to shift or change. It was their opinion of themselves, and also how they approached friendships, connections with family, relationships, whatever this connection was. That needed to change if this was going to grow. And I think that's what they've realized. The actual view of you hasn't changed. They see you as somebody who's very inspiring, very courageous, artistic, I'm being told, sweet, kind. They see you as that, but it's like I was taking a different approach. I'm hearing ballsy. But it's like I need to take a different approach. And maybe they're reevaluating, like, is this something that I could even withhold? And I think they're in an evaluation phase. Because I kind of feel like some of you guys may not be speaking. What do they think of the future of this connection? Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guide. What does pile number 1's person think of? What are they evaluating right now? What are they evaluating, and what are they going to do about what the conclusion they've reached? They don't know currently. 2 of Pentacles reversed. They don't know currently. They've got a lot on their plate right now. I don't think this is at the forefront of their minds. 7 of Cups. Queen of Swords again. They don't know what they're going to do with this information yet. 9 of Pentacles. 2 of Cups at the back of the deck. I do see, if you're not in contact with this person, I do see this person reaching out. Right now they're in, you know when you have cement and you've got to wait for it to dry? See, this is the thing, and this is what they've learned, because I don't think they were just like this with you. I think they're like this with work. I think they're like this with decisions. I think they're like this with a lot of things. I think that they rush in and they realize it's not what they want, or they realize that that fire is burned out very quickly because they didn't savor it, and it's like, now it's over. So I feel like this person is kind of evaluating not just connections, whatever this connection was, but evaluating a lot of things in their life and not making rash decisions. Because I feel like someone sat them down and was like, right, this is what you do, and this is where you're messing up, because you're in this cycle constantly. Someone said it to them, and it's someone that they respect. It could also be a mother or a father that said this to them. And I feel like they've come into this conclusion with you, but it's like, I don't want to rush in. I don't want to rush in. If they owe you an apology, I do see them giving an apology. I see them kind of laying something down in the ground. If you're not open to it, that's fine. But they are maturing, and they're waiting for their thoughts to really settle. Because right now I feel like they're almost moving off of adrenaline, or someone said something to them as of recent, as of the last couple of months, that's had them rethink a lot. And it's like, how do I move now? I don't feel it was you. I don't think it was you that said something. But they want to, this is the thing, and this is why they want to build something that's long lasting. And I feel like to do that, you have to move slow. And I think that's where they might look at you to build something long lasting. But then there's this feeling of like, is it worth it? What if it crumbles again? There's a feeling of that. Yeah, so let's pull an oracle card to end the reading. Pile number 1. Pile number 1's person. How do they view pile number 1's? The goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. I do think that this connection, whatever it was, had a karmic nature. I think that you both learned from each other. I think that you took a lot more and did a lot more healing from this connection than your person, though. The reason I say that is because I almost feel like for some of you guys, when this person would go away, or go cold, or not want to be around you too much, or shut off a little bit, and they were dealing with their insecurities, or feeling like I can't give them what they want and pulling back, you might have taken that as rejection. And I think something that stuck out to me was when I said their view of you hasn't changed. That was never the problem. I think that might be a bit healing for you, because I think that maybe you thought that you might have been the problem. Like, maybe I'm not good enough for them. I think there was mirrored wounds of maybe they don't think, you know, maybe they don't think I'm good enough for them. Maybe I don't have what they want. Maybe, you know, and I think you then mirrored that feeling back. But I think you've used that to really heal. Whereas I feel like for them, this connection, it's more for them to reflect over. Rather than like pulling all these thorns out, which I feel you might have done. It's more for them to reflect over and grow. I see you've grown from this connection, but I think this might have been a little bit more triggering for you than it was them. Because I think you might have been a bit of a lesson to this person, whoever this was to you. But I do see this person maybe popping back, because I see them wanting to. Right now, everything's very up in the air though. And I think they're focused on maybe planting seeds and making things comfortable in their own life, because I almost feel like they might jump from job to job, move from house to house. It's like I need to lay down a route and make sure it's what I want. So things are I would describe their energy right now as the Knight of Pentacles. And they're not really used to that at all. They're more used to being this Knight of Swords. So they know what they need to do, but it's like, yeah. And I think that's why they got inspired by you. I think that they really, it's like, this is where I could be, this is what I could have, but then it never landed, because it's like logical, no, it's like, you know, there's a lot going on. It's like I'm becoming quite rigid. Yeah. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this resonated. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person in mind viewed you before versus now. So I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to, well, actually I'm going to do 4 cards at the top, which is the past energy with tarot, and then 4 cards at the bottom, which is the current energy with tarot, and then we're going to use the oracle card. So let's get in. So pile number 2, please, spirit guides, the amethyst pile. How does the person that they're asking about, how did the person view them in the past sense? What was the pile number 2's person's past energy towards my pile 2s? How did they view pile 2 in the past? We have strength. How did pile number 2's person view my pile number 2s in the past? We have the hermit. It came upside down, so I'm going to keep it upside down. Pile number 2. How did pile number 2's person view them in the past? Knight of Feathers, action and focus. How did pile number 2's person view them in the past? King of Shells, harmony and integrity. Back of the deck, we have the Page of Crystals, ideas and discipline. I'm hearing Nowhere Fast by Eminem and Kehlani. This isn't the best energy, I'm not gonna lie, only because I almost feel like this person might have not taken you that seriously in the past. And when I say taken you that seriously, I mean what you were about, your likes, your dislikes, maybe career, job, you know, your whole job area, what you were about, your feelings. I do feel that this person was on a completely different level to you. And when I say level, it's not like one's above and one's below. It's like this person was looking at life through a completely different lens than you were. And I just feel like this person didn't quite get you. So there was a lot of, I think that there was maybe a lot of projection based off of maybe their own ego of what you were or who you were, or what you were going to, grow into, if that makes sense. The reason I'm saying that is we have the Strength card, but then the Hermit's reversed. It's almost like this person didn't like, I'm seeing when I look at you, somebody that like has a vision, looks at life in a particular way, very focused on it, but then I'm seeing somebody then that's very very grounded, very logical, very I have to say egotistical, because that's how it's coming through, that they almost felt, I have to explain the energy in a way that it would make sense to you, and I feel like they come across a little bit like a know-it-all. So I feel like, say now you talked about something that you wanted to do, and say now in their mind that wouldn't make sense, they'd project like that person's so like delirious. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of coming across like that. Because there's this feeling of like no FS, like this person's just like got no direction. And it's funny because when I'm looking at you, you kind of do, but maybe you were moving with a bit more intuition. Maybe you were looking at life that way. You did choose the amethyst crystal, so maybe you were a lot more intuitive and that's what you followed. This person didn't see that. I think this person likes to concrete see things, physical pathways, otherwise it doesn't exist, you know, it's that sort of thing. And I feel like this person almost just didn't get you, so would create a lot of preconceived ideas based off maybe how their ego viewed you. So I think that the way we're going to really be looking at how they viewed you is more so their unfiltered version, which is I feel like a lot of what makes you golden, they didn't see as it didn't seem to them like riches. Like I think that you guys maybe move with the heart space, you know, like with the King of Cups here, I think that you guys have a lot of beautiful emotion and depth, to the point that maybe you're somebody that doesn't judge too much, maybe you're somebody that gives people the benefit of the doubt, and this person's like, why? Like that's like, why would you move that way? Like why? Like, because they're looking at it in a mental way or a logical way, like that's silly, and that's how they're looking at it. I don't think this person would have been the best person around you at this past time, but I also think maybe you were drawn to each other karmically. This could have been a friend, family member, could have been a partnership. For some of you guys, you may be married to this person, I'm hearing, but it does feel a little bit like chalk and cheese. But I think you both attracted towards each other for a reason. You both had to learn things from each other. It does feel a little bit karmic. They wouldn't have an idea, I think, of what that means. I don't think they'd really care too much for that. I feel like, did you used to tell this person ideas and they didn't believe them? Because there's almost this feeling of like they're a little bit intimidated. They're intimidated by, you know, when you think of a child and they're really wondrous and they have all these ideas, they're looking at you like that, and it's just like, it's almost like they wanted to kill it. But the reason they wanted to do it is not necessarily because they don't particularly like you. It's because they had maybe their own playtime or dreams kind of killed and shattered. So it's like, well, I had mine taken away and I have to think logically, so you need to too. I had to grow up and think like this, so you have to. Anything that doesn't make sense to them has to be taken away. Like, I feel like this person might have had to grow up at an early age, or had a lot of responsibility, or maybe a parent that was very strict, because there's not too much room for play. There's not too much room for excitement. And I think they're looking at you with a lot of that, and it's just like, there is a bit of an envious feeling, but then there's also this needs to be like put out. This light needs to be put out. And their own way of understanding it is like, that's silly, that's childish, that's you know, they're going nowhere fast. What are they doing? They didn't understand maybe a lot of things you said. It's like you were both speaking two different languages to each other, is what I'm being told. But they saw you as somebody that's very courageous, somebody that's very light, somebody that's very enthusiastic. But then their version of it is, but it's misplaced. It's misplaced. Head in the clouds. Like, it's like that. I don't know if this was apparent, but that's how they're looking at it. It's almost like they had their own light taken away, so it's like, I don't want to see it in anybody else, because that's not what life is about. Like, they don't know how to relate to other people. Maybe this person was an only child. They're having a hard time like relating to other people. So they're having a hard time relating to you specifically. And I think you show them a lot of grace. And that's another thing that's confusing them, because I see that with the King of Shells here, it's like they might have really tried to push you at times, but you showed them a lot of grace, and it's this confusion of like, why? Almost to the point that they're kind of like, this is suspicious. What are they, you know, are they sly? Like, what is this? It's I don't know. Their heart space feels like it's got a cap over it. They're not really seeing you really at all, which is quite sad. So let's take a look at how they view you now, because I don't think we're going to get beyond that, because I think this person had a very rigid black and white way of viewing life. And I think you were quite colourful in the way that you viewed life back then. So let's take a look at now. How does pile number 2's person currently view pile number 2? How does pile number 2's person currently view pile number 2? How does pile number 2's person currently view pile number 2? The sun, vitality and joy. I love how that's coming underneath their strength card. Pile number 2. How does pile number 2's person currently view my pile 2's? The Hanged Man. You've actually, I don't know if you still speak to this person. The way this energy was, it almost feels a bit karmic, to the point that maybe you don't. But even if, whether you do or whether you don't, this person has been aware of changes and shifts that you've gone through, and you've actually inspired them without realizing it. You have actually inspired them. I don't think you would have inspired them in the past. It triggered them a bit, whereas they have been a little bit inspired by you since. I think they needed, because I'm being shown distance. I'm too close to the sun, it's burning me, it's melting me, but then I'm coming away and I'm looking up and I get it and it's inspiring me now. Yeah. We have the Magician reverse, but we have the Hanged Man here. Pile number 2. I think this person's still very observant of you, whether you speak to them or not. I don't think this is a partnership. It could be, but I don't feel it is. How does pile number 2's person currently view them now? How does pile number 2's person currently view them now? And your cards on the floor. The 10 of Feathers, which is the 10 of Swords, recovery and transformation. Did you go through a little bit of a death and a rebirth? We have the Ace of Shells here, which is the Ace of Cups. This person almost like, because it's like they're watching you from the past, and how we get to this change in energy, it's like they almost watched. I don't know whether you went through a bit of a chaotic time period where things were very up in the air. Maybe things were very chaotic. Maybe you, you know, maybe lost a job, or you were dealing with a lot of karmic wounds, karmic connections, because they're almost feeling like you're going nowhere fast, and then they're watching you go through something and fighting something, and it's like they're watching and they're like, see, this is what you get for acting like that. And it's like you're walking, something knocks you to the floor, and then it's like I'm being shown somebody literally falling off whatever platform they're on, and they're looking and going, ha, see, told you, you were going nowhere fast. But then all of a sudden, you just shoot up, and it's like rebirth. And then they look back, and it's like you bounce back 10 times harder. And it's like you've alchemized all of this into something else. And now you're nothing like, you're like this version of you, but you're more grounded, it's more elevated. So now they're seeing you, and now it's like, oh. And now they're reviewing you, because it's like, I don't get it. They were going, nothing made sense, nothing landed. You know, the way they were moving about their career didn't make sense. The way they were moving about life didn't make sense. The way that they were stepping towards connections didn't make sense. Like, that's not how you logically get things. And I watched them fall, but now they're up here, and now they're doing really well, and now it's all working out. How? It's like, It's like, what do you want? Like, what's going on? And I'm confused. But at the same time, you're inspiring me. But I'm also confused. I'm seeing somebody taking off glasses and trying to smudge them and look again. It's like, is this the same person? Like, I feel like you've gone through an overhaul. Because, like, is this the same person? Is this who I knew? These ideas that they were saying, they've come to fruition, or this connection they were saying they were going to have, it's actually happened, or this lifestyle they were going to live, it's actually happening. They did genuinely move across the world. It did happen. Oh my God, how did that happen? Like, it's a confusion, but I'm observing. I'm a little impressed, not going to lie. That's where the inspiration's coming from. Because now I can logically see things that looked chaotic before. But I still have an ego perception with the Magician reverse, where I'm kind of like seeing you as a little bit cunning. You're not what I thought you were. Maybe a little bit sly. But then I'm looking at you, and I because it's like the Ace of Shells, the Ace of Cups, happiness, abundance. It's like, you can't be what I thought you were. Like, there's this feeling of like them looking at you and wanting. This is it. This is where they're getting confused. Their ego's telling them, this person cheated to get this. This person cheated to get here. This person isn't doing what they're saying that they're doing. This person is sly. This person, it's all a facade. But then they're looking at you and they're like, because they're quite intuitive, this person, and they're like, but it's not though. But it isn't though. Because actually, now that I think about it, they said they were going to do this. And I thought it was a bit crazy, and they're doing it. So they're kind of confused right now of how they view you, because how they were able to put you in a box before and be like, oh, this person's just going nowhere fast. This person's a bit chaotic. And now they're like, but there's a method to the madness, and it's actually done them well. And I don't think they know how to view who you are now. And maybe some of them are holding on to outdated... No, they've tried it, but they can't. I feel like they've tried to hold on to outdated perceptions of you, but it's got to a point now where they can't. Because it's like, that's not who you are. So it's like, I can't hold on to that anymore because it's not true. You know, maybe you didn't have a lot of money and now you do. So it's like, I can't say that they just are careless with money, because now they have a lot of it and they're good with it, it seems. And I can't say that they're, going in the wrong direction and don't know what they're doing, because clearly they do. And I can't say that they don't love themselves and they're jumping from connection to connection, because they're in a beautiful connection right now. So that the who you were, it's like, it's had a tower moment. It's had this rebirth. And I think they're still trying to gain a perspective on you with this Hanged Man. Because they can't deny the shift that's taken place. And I don't feel anything too negative, but they still look through a certain perception, and they seem the type to look for flaws. They seem a bit of a critic, but I don't think you're doing anything to give them really anything like that. So then they're kind of like, So what's this saying? Like, it's not like coming back with a tail between their legs. I see this person like wanting to reach out, wanting to know what you're up to, but there's like, they're wanting to understand things. Well, I want to know if this person will ever reach out to you. This doesn't feel like a connection. This feels like a friendship. I want to know if this person will ever reach out to you. It could be a family member too. Will the person I'm tapping into here, are they going to connect to my pal number 2s again? Are they going to reach out to my pal number 2s? Is the person that pal number 2s has been asking about, are they going to reach out to my pal number 2s? The High Priestess. Is the person that pal number 2 is asking about, are they going to reach out to my pal number 2s? The Sun. I'm seeing somebody watching somebody through a screen, so they may have you guys on Facebook, see what you're up to on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the socials. Pile number... Pile number 2, is this person going to reach out to my pile number 2s? No, we've got the Ace of Swords reversed. No, they're not going to reach out. But they're going to observe you. They're still going to keep observing you. Yeah, look at that. Knight of Wands. Watching from afar. I don't see this person connecting with you. The only, you know, card of communication is the Ace of Swords here, and it's in reverse. I don't think they will. Why? Why won't pal number 2's person reach out to them? What's the reason? Knight of Wands. Why won't pal number 2's person reach out to them? What's the reason that they won't? Six of Swords reversed. What's the reason pal number 2's person won't reach out to them? What's the reason pal number 2's person won't reach out to them? I see them collecting information somewhere else. It's like either asking friends about you. Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. I do think you're vibrating at a completely different frequency. I think the reason this connection happened is because the thing is, the karmic lesson's over. That's what it is. The karmic lesson is over. And I feel like now it's more just an observance. I do think they're going to watch, but there's a resistance and I don't know what the resistance is. It's like you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. I'm observing. I don't see them looking at you as competition or anything like that. It's just like, And I think they're quite intelligent in the sense, because they're logical. So the way they're looking at it is from a logical point of view of, I have nothing to give you, you have nothing to give me. That's how they're kind of looking at it. Yeah. I still think a lot of your world might not make sense to them too. So it's like, logically, what would be the point? I don't know. I think a part of the reason why they wouldn't connect as well is maybe whatever fell away. What caused this connection to fall away. I think there's still a thorn there with the Six of Swords that they're working through. So whatever caused this connection to dwindle or fall through. Yeah. Because I don't feel like you guys are in connection with this person at all. But they are going to keep observing you. But I think they're connected to a particular time period where something kind of fell through. But that's nothing to do with their view of you, I'm being told now. Because it's played out through other people as well. So it's not just you. I think they've removed... If this person ever put blame on you, I think they've removed the blame from you and put it on someone else, if that makes sense. So say now, if this was a friend and you're no longer friends with them, they might have moved the blame onto a different friend, or they could have had friends since and they're more focused on blaming those friends than you. I don't think that they dislike you. I think that they just don't get you. But they're seeing you a little bit more clearer. But they're just very logical. I just don't think energetically you guys would mix. And that's that. So let's pull an oracle card. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Last card. How does pile number 2's person currently view? What is their energy towards pile 2? How do they view them? Isis. So we have Isis. I can't say the S word, but you guys probably know what I mean. It's connected to the sacral chakra. S energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. The goddess of magic, Isis. Interesting. They see you as somebody that's very powerful. I think that they've seen, this is the thing, they've seen you turn a lot of chaos into purpose. Or they've watched your words come true. And that's something that's not... They can't deny that. So it's like, okay, I see that. So they get that. And I actually think they respect that about you. That's something that they kind of respect about you. Yeah. I think they respect you. I don't think that they respected you before because you didn't make sense to their version of logic. Do I think that they fully understand you now? No. But they do have respect because something that they find respectful, you do. So I don't know if that's money, or material things, or a relationship that you have, or maybe you're very vocal and place your boundaries in very strong. Maybe you're very confident. Whatever it is that they see as this is respectful, you now have, so they have that respect for you. Whereas they didn't feel you had it then, whereas you did, it just hadn't manifested yet. It hadn't come into the physical yet. Whatever that was. Maybe because you were learning boundaries at the time. Maybe because you were learning on different avenues how to make money at the time. Maybe because you were working through wounds in the heart space before you got into a connection. But now they're looking at it and it's like, okay, I kind of respect that. They also see you as very attractive as well. The back of the deck we have Queen Esther, the Morning Star. My ego is in service of my soul and I trust my soul's divine timing. I think they didn't understand because they're quite ego-based, logic-based, and I don't think you move that way, and I don't think that they understood that. So it was like, I don't respect that because I can't see it. It doesn't make sense. Whereas there's something you've done that's physically formed that they can actually look at and go, oh, okay. All right, okay. That kind of makes sense now. But there's no, I'm being told there's no bad blood, but I want to say any more. So I don't know if there was, but it's gone. But I think the bad blood shifted to somebody else, I feel, in regards to them. But yeah, pile 2, that is what I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person viewed you before versus now. So I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get straight in. Actually, I'm so used to saying that. I say that without thinking what I was saying. I'm going to start with tarot and then move into oracles, yes. But we're going to do tarot at the top, which is going to be your person's past energies, how they past viewed you. How they viewed you in the past. And then we're going to view, we're going to take a look at how they view you now. If you see me losing train of thought, apologies. I've been doing it all day. I've just felt very ditzy and otherworldly today for some reason. I don't know why. So the honey calcite, please. Spirit guides, can you grab me into my energy and then tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s, please. The honey calcite pile. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. How does pile number person that they're asking about, how did they view them in the past? How did pile number 3's person view them in the past? 6 of shells. Sentiment and joy. Were you like 2 peas in a pod with this person in the past? Because that's kind of what I'm picking up. There's this feeling of like instant connection, soulmatey doesn't have to be a partnership. It can be a friendship, you know, just like a sisterly bond, a brotherly bond, a, you know, cousinly bond, whatever the case. I just feel like instant connection, peas in a pod, I fit well with you. At least that's how they felt about you. They felt like there's a comfortability, but it's not a comfortability where it's stale or boring or slow. It's actually quite exciting. I actually feel like you're a part of me, sort of thing. Pile number 3, the honey calcite pile. How did pile number 3's person view pile number 3 in the past? What's pile number 3's past version? What's pile number 3's person's past feelings towards pile 3? Queen of Feathers. How did pile number 3's person view pile 3 in the past? I will definitely say that they had respect for you. Knight of Shells, which is the Knight of Cups. If this was a romantic connection, I think this person did feel definitely, they were in the feels a little bit about you. I do see like something being romanticized, so maybe they thought about being in a relationship with you a lot, or that may be ingrained in their memory, because there's a lot of thoughts in regards to that. It's like a romance. It doesn't feel like a partnership, it feels like a romance. If this is a friendship or, you know, a family member, it's just this person emotionally really connecting to you, and still kind of romantifying the situation. But I feel like you made this person feel good, because they're kind of referencing how you made them feel. And I think you made this person feel good. Yeah, I'm hearing Mac Miller's song Skin. it's a bit of a bedroom time song. I have to be so careful what I say because YouTube's so strict at the moment, but it's kind of seductive. It's a kind of a seductive song. So if you were in a partnership with them, or it was that sort of situation, I do think you made them feel some type of way there. I think they used to romanticize and think about you a lot. They liked the way you made them feel. I think you used to really see parts of them, or make them want to be romantic, or ignite those parts in them. I think that the way you made this person feel was a bit different to what they were used to. That's how they're referencing it, at least. There was a difference. There was a different, like, there's this feeling of, there's a different feel to it. There was a different feel to it. I'm only going to pull one more card for the top. So pile number 3, please, Spirit Guides. How did pile number 3's person used to view pile number 3? Knight of Feathers, which is the Knight of Swords, action and focus. Back of the deck, we have the King of Feathers, logic and justice. There's this feeling of like wanting to run away with you, wanting to be a child again. And this is where the excitement's coming in, because it's like, it does feel a bit whirlwindy. It feels very fast paced. I feel like this person I'm hearing the word adore. I think this person did adore the type of person that you were. It's almost this feeling like you got this person off their feet. You got this person to have a bit more fun, look at life in a more whimsical way, to be more fun. I've said it a few times, but it's coming up, like Jack from Titanic. They viewed you as Jack as from Titanic. Like, you made them think outside the box, but it's like, think of what that connection was. It lasted a couple of days. You know what I mean? It didn't last. So there's something about something not lasting, but like for what it was, it's like, you make me feel good. You make me see things differently. You make me, it's like you're pushing me to kind of grow a bit. Because it's like, with the Queen of Feathers here, it's like telling me, don't do this, do this. I think you might have put this person on to a lot. This person saw you as valuable. Yeah, this person definitely saw you as valuable. I see you putting this person onto things, onto songs, onto ideas, onto new ways of looking at things, onto, even just like holding space for them, teaching them to maybe forgive in ways, or let go of things, or stop judging. Like, they're referencing you as somebody that had them think outside the box like that. Very inspired by you. Very inspired by you. And they still see you as that, I'm being told, but we'll get to that in a minute. But they're looking at you like two peas in a pod. Soulmate. I like being around you. You make me laugh. You're fun. You say things that are out the box and funny. You tell me to go after, like, dreams that I have. It's like you wanted the best for me. And that's how they're viewing you, like past energy. Like, you want the best for me. But then it's like, because there's no crystals here, which means there's no pentacles at all. So it's like dreamy, like it's not landing. And the thing is as well, I'm not pondering on how you're feeling. I'm pondering how you're making me feel. And that's one thing that I do want to say as well. You make me feel like this, you put me onto this, you do this, you do that, you do that. Like, I enjoy being around you so much, but it's not even like I've got a breath to give it back. Yeah. Did you pour a lot into this person in the past? Because like, you're pouring all of this into me. I don't really feel like I have to move about. I don't really feel like I have to inspire you. I don't really feel like I have to pull back into you. I'm not even thinking about it. It's not even a thought. And Spirit are making me aware of this because I think this adds to the connection. Maybe they didn't think of you or think of... It's like you're coming in with like a cloak and it's like yellow and it's like you're hugging me and it's like, I like how you make me feel. I like this. I like you. I like what you say. I like what you do. If this was a friend, it was like, I like the way you dress and you make me feel confident. I like the way that you talk. I want to talk like that. Inspiring, courageous. Like, you were a light to this person, I feel. That's how they viewed you. Yeah. And I think even when there would have been like little arguments and things like that, like very quickly they'd bounce back to the way they thought of you, which is this soulmate. You know, you kind of like lift me up. And I do think this, if this was a connection, this person might have love bombed you a bit, because with their Knight of Feathers, it's like, boom, I'm running towards this because I want it. I'm running towards this because I want it. I want it. And the problem with that is there's no pentacles creating a firm foundation. So I'm running towards it and I want it. I'm running towards it because I really want this. Passionate, you know, the Knight of Shells here, it's passionate. I think they found you very charming. They liked, there's things that you said that they liked. Because I don't know why I'm thinking of like milk and honey. I'm thinking of like silk. You're saying things I like. You're doing things I like. I like this. Like I kind of, you know, I'm going to move on to the how they feel about you now, because they just keep going around in circles about, I like this, I like this. They make me excited. You know what I mean? No, I'm running on the Titanic ship away from a husband that I don't want to be with. You know, it's kind of like that. It's like, yeah. Yeah, let's have a look at how they look at you now. Pile number 3, honey calcite pile, please, spirit guides. How does pile number 3's person currently view? Pile number 3. How does pile number 3's person currently view? Pile number 3. How does pile number 3's person currently view? Pile number 3. Ace of Crystals. So we've got a pentacle finally. Ace of Pentacles. Manifestation and prosperity. How does pile number 3's person currently view pile 3? 5 of Crystals, persistence. Look at all the pentacles now coming in currently. 5 of Crystals, persistence and new possibilities. Pile number 3's person, how do they currently view pile number 3? 7 of Shells, which is the 7 of Cups, choices and ambitions. How doesn't pile number 3's person currently view Ace of Feathers, which is the Ace of Swords, mental clarity and foundation. We've got 2 aces here. Back of the deck we have the 5 of Acorns, which is the 5 of Wands, challenge and growth. Ace of Crystals. They see you the exact same way. However, it's like they've shut me out the garden. That's how it's coming through. It's like I still see the magical kingdom, you know, with all the stuff in it, but it's like I'm shut out. I'm shut out. They're more, the view of you is the same. They're more hung up on something that happened between you both, because they're referencing, they're still seeing you as the same thing. I think the time that you wouldn't be around each other, I think that they see you maybe even more abundant, because now they're appreciating you a little bit more, and what you might have brought. However, it's like I'm shut out. And why have we got the 7 of Shells? Choices and ambitions. Why have we got that 7 of Shells? They feel like you're hoarding whatever energy you surrounded them with. That they almost feel like you're hoarding it for yourself. Like it's just like, why did you take that away? I like, you know, because I was feeling like a yellow blanket engulfed me. I was like, I like this, and then it's like, and then one time they just snatched the blanket away and I was cold, and now they have that blanket around themselves and I don't have it anymore, and it's not fair. So it's like, it's almost childlike in a way, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's how it's coming through. Like, and then they took it away for no reason, and it wasn't even my fault. Like, they're not looking at why you would have snatched it away. You know, like I said, they weren't thinking of pouring into you, how they were making you feel. You know, it's almost like you were focused on them, they were focused on them, and then it's like, but no one was focused on you. So you've taken that focus back onto you, and they're like, selfish. Like that's how, honestly, how it's coming through. And it's like there is a little bit of they're almost expecting, like they want it back. It's like they're kind of expecting it back, and I don't think that they're gonna get that, to be honest with you, unless they have a nice little blanket for themselves. Do you know what I mean? They're stuck on how something ended, and there's a feeling of like we could do that again differently. What are they stuck? Hang on, 5 of Acorns at the back, 5 of Wands. There would have been an argument of some kind, or there would have been friction. I want to see, because the thing is, if you're giving to them and they're taking, to them it's great, they're just constantly taking, but they're not giving, so that's not going to be good for you. So you've already felt the friction when they weren't giving back to you. So at one point you would have pulled that energy back, pulled the tide back in, and then gone, right, okay, my turn. And they're just like, it's friction, it's causing me friction, I feel rejected, I feel like something's been taken away from me, I don't know why they did it. Like, I want to get a little bit deeper. We've got time. I was trying to make them all go around 30 minutes, 25 minutes, so I can ask this, I've got time. What are they stuck on? What is pile number 3's person stuck on, Spirit guys? Ace of Feathers, the World. I'm hearing It's Never Really Over by Katy Perry. Pile number 3. What am I pile number 3 stuck on with this Ace of Feathers? What are they stuck on? 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups, the Chariot reversed, the Tower reversed. They're not wanting to accept something. What are they stuck on? Knight of Wands. Back of the deck, Justice. So with the Justice card being at the back of the deck here, and then we've got the 5 of Wands at the back of the deck here, I feel like there was an argument, and I feel like they're kind of stuck on that. They're still viewing you as the same way, but they're stuck on something that's been said to them, the friction, and then it's like, how do I come back from that? They feel kind of stubborn in a way, like, well, you just didn't need to pull that blanket away from me. Like, you just didn't need to pull all of that energy back. It was going well, but like, I don't think they're realizing it might have been going well for them, because what I felt was great. You really made them feel pretty good. But like, and I don't know the situation, but I kind of don't feel, if they were getting all of that and not giving it back, and you're giving it, I can't imagine it was always good for you. And that's not what they're getting. They're not understanding. It was going good. Yeah, it was going good for you. It wasn't going good for them. And I feel like, why do we have the World, the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, closing the cycles, 3 of Swords, heartache, 3 of Cups, joy, celebration. Why are they so stuck? Are you in a relationship with someone else? Or have you got new friends? This is a pattern. It's not just you. This is a pattern that they do with people. They go towards people for how that person will make them feel and what that person can pour into them. When that person dries up, they go to the next. They go to the next. I don't feel that you dried up. I feel like you took your energy back. I don't feel like you dried up at all. I feel like you literally swiped it back. And maybe they went to somebody else, because that's coming through. I think that they've always looked at the situation like, I'll be back around. They'll not be mad in a couple of months' time. But then we have the Chariot reverse, which is like losing control of a situation. So they almost feel like you might have outgrown them. Maybe they've tried to contact you and you just haven't, you haven't been interested. Maybe you've blocked them. So there's a feeling of that. So it's like, I've lost control. But then it's like, I don't want to admit to the ending. So the Tower's reversed. And then it's like, what to do with the Knight of Wands. It's like, I'm watching from afar. I don't know what to do. But I do want balance back. But there's just this kind of feeling of like, they want it back, but they don't want to work for it. So then it's like they kind of feel stuck. Because they're almost wanting you to just come in and flood in. And I think they're pretty aware that if they were to reach out to you with something half-assed, or if they were to come, we've got it, we understand. Okay, if they were to come back to you with the same energy that they know that's what they would do, they feel like you wouldn't be interested, and that's why they're then going, well, that's just selfish, they're just being petty. I don't feel they've quite understood your side of things, because they were so focused on how you made them feel. So it's like, I would reach out to them. This is how I'm feeling. It's a little bit of a petty energy, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I would reach out to them, I would ask to see them, I would be their friend again, or I would start something new with them again, and I would reach out to them, but they're being petty, and they're gonna want me to do things that I'm just not gonna do, and they're just gonna want so much from me. And it's like, but what did you give though? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't feel like they gave you much. So it's kind of like, I want it, but without, I want the cake and I want to eat it too. I want the results without the effort. I want to grow, and I want to be in that energy that they make me feel naturally, but I don't want to do the work to get there. And they're rigidly stuck there. So it's kind of like, where can I go where I can feel good again, sort of thing. They just don't, there's no accountability, I feel. Are they taking accountability? Let me see. Has Pal number 3's person taken any accountability of how things went? Do they understand where things might have gone wrong on their end? 2 of Wands reversed. Has Pal number 3's person taken any accountability? Do they understand? 2 of Cups. They still feel the Lovers. Has Pal number 3's person taken any accountability? I just heard from Spirit, how can they when they just go to somebody else to make them feel that way? It's very hard to take accountability when they're just being given things and not having to think about it. So it's like, so now if this was a connection and you were putting all the work in and they weren't, they might have stepped to somebody else. That person was giving them everything and then they didn't have to. So it's like, how could they take accountability when they was just getting it free, you know, elsewhere, and then going, I'll be back. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, when the water's settled, I'll be back. I'll just wait a bit. And I'll have energy here. And then I'll, you know, when it's time. I'm hearing to the left, irreplaceable. More so your energy. Don't you ever get to thinking you're irreplaceable. I want to ask if they're going to be in contact with you, because I want to make sure you know if this energy is going to return, so you can be aware of this person's energy and how they're going to approach you. Do you know what I mean? And it's, you can kind of be logical. I think you would be anyway, but we'll see. Is the person we're talking about with Pal number 3, are they going to reach out to my Pal number 3's? Are they going to reach out to my Pal number 3's strength? Is Pal number 3's person going to reach out to my Pal number 3's? I'm hearing, I'll just bite the bullet. I'll be the bigger person. I'll just reach out. I want to laugh because I feel frustrated. Might have got, yeah. They're gonna come back, I feel. Is Pal number 3's person gonna reach out? What's the energy of them reaching out as well? Can you show me the here, grass isn't greener. 4 of Swords. I think they've been thinking about it. They've actually thought about it and what they would say. Pal number 3. Is Pal number 3's person going to reach out to my Pal number 3's? Is Pal number 3's person going to reach out to my Pal number 3's? Ace of Cups. Yeah. I'm hearing you might be long gone by then. King of Swords, Page of Swords. 9 of Cups. Yeah. I don't see too much substance. I think they're gonna reach out through communication. So it's like, I don't think they're gonna physically do much, but I think that they are going to spark up a conversation with you, maybe if they see you out in public, or they might call you, text you, reach out to you on social media. It's air energy. And it's, again, it's I do feel, I kind of want to say that they've grown. Maybe certain aspects of their life has changed, but I just think maybe the way they approach the situation is going to be the same thing. And I think the way that they approach you is probably going to be the same thing. Yeah. They may be talking to some other people when they reach out to you as well. What's the energy? One more card of the energy of pile number 3's person when they reach out. 9 of Cups again. It's like kind of like short-term satisfaction sort of thing. I'm hearing Best Thing I Never Had by Beyonce now. It's like wanting to bring that cup. It's like, again, it's like wanting the cake and eating it too. It's like, I want that cup displayed, but I also want to drink out of it. But I want it displayed, but I want to drink it. Like, it's that sort of thing. Yeah, let's pull an oracle card. Final card from my pile number 3's. How is pile number 3's person? I think they would want a connection with you, but they'd expect you to do a lot in that connection. Pile number 3, it's like they'd want you to lay out the carpet for them to walk on, sort of thing. I think this person might have been an only child, have been very babied. Pile number 3's person, how do they view pile number 3 currently? Final card. The diamond-hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. It's like this person wants all the results and doesn't want to do anything. Doesn't want to invest. Yeah, this person doesn't want to invest, but they want the results. I think this person's very self-orientated, because in some ways I feel like they do put effort into things. Maybe they put effort into the gym, maybe they put effort into their work, maybe they put effort into their family. But when it comes to connections, there's almost this feeling of like plentiful, like there's always another one. But honestly, that's how they're almost looking at it, and it's like, yeah, it's not, they have no they haven't really had to take responsibility for some time. And I think that's how they lose things. Yeah, so pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope I was able to answer some questions you needed answered. And I hope this resonated for you. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Palful, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at how your person used to view you versus how they view you now. So you guys chose the yellow phantom quartz. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to the oracle cards. The first layer is going to be how they viewed you in the past. The second viewer is going to, I don't even know what I'm saying. The second part, the second row. I don't know where my words went then. That's going to show us how they viewed you in the present day. I don't know where my words are going. Do you guys have brain fog right now? Or have you guys just been in another realm? Have you guys just not felt very earthy recently? Have you guys just woken up or something? Have you smoked something? I don't know. I just felt like all my words just went from my brain then. Pile number 4, please, spirit guides. The person my pile number 4s are currently thinking of. How did that person view them in the past? How did pile number 4's person view my pile number 4s in the past? How did pile number 4's person view them in the past? I'm hearing Magic Roundabout. It was a cartoon film if you've never watched it. I can't tell you the synopsis. I can't tell you what went on. I can't remember. I was very young. All I know, it was very colourful. And I'm sure there was like a talking pogo stick type of person. it was like a spring with a face, I'm sure, but it was just very wacky, very colourful. That movie may have significance, or it could just be that they saw you as somebody that's very out there, very colourful, just very interesting, artistic. We have the Awakening card here, and again, there's something very colourful or like in your face about you, I feel like they felt, because with the Awakening card, it's got the peacock on it, and obviously when they open their wings, there's so many colours and different, you know, there's so many bright colours that you might not see. So there's something about that they were interested in. I'm being shown, there's something very inner child, like, because I'm being shown Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, the like original version, where they go and there's like that room, and it's like the wallpaper, like it had different flavors and different tastes on each like fruit on the wall, and it's like, I'm spoiled for choice, I've got all these flavors. I don't know, I kind of feel like that they kind of viewed you as like the Chocolate Factory. I don't know why, it's just like so many rooms. Pile number 4. Pile number 4, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 4. Yeah, it's like you never know what you're going to get, is that sort of feeling. Because like in the Chocolate Factory, whatever room you go into, so many different things. Do you know what I mean? Is there going to be a river of chocolate? Is there going to be, I've forgotten all the rooms now. You know, flavoured gum with a 3-course meal. Like, it's quite funny. Pile number 4. How did pile number 4's person view pile 4 in the past? We have the 7 of Acorns. Sorry guys, I had to get off my chair. The card went on the floor. We have the King of Shells, Harmony and Integrity. Pile number 4. How did pile number 4's person view pile 4 in the past? And we have the 5 of Crystals, which is the 5 of Pentacles, persistence and new possibilities. Okay, interesting. At the back of the deck you have the Traveler, which is the Fool, adventure and potential. Okay, so going back to what I was saying about like the whole Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing, you know, there was a lot of mystique, because on the outside it just looked like a really dark building, and they were still making Wonka bars, but no one knew, you know, what really was going on in there. And there was a whole mystique. When you walk through the door, it was very colourful, there was a lot going on, it was like another world. And I don't know why, but this person's almost like looking at you, looking maybe at what you do, looking at your life, looking at the colour, and it's like, that's so fun, like that's so exciting. But it's like, I'm hearing when the Oompa Loompa starts singing about Augustus Gloop, you know, because he just couldn't control himself and he fell in the chocolate river. Like, I'm hearing that song that they sing to him, because it's almost like this person, do you know what it was? This person didn't know how to deal with all the colour. I feel like this person might, if this is like a connection, I feel like this person would like run in head first, love bomb, get caught up on like one thing, when there's so many facets to you, like you're very multifaceted, and it's like, you know, they'd end up getting sucked up the chocolate too. Do you know what I mean? Like, or they'd get zapped into the computer, or they'd, you know, get smacked on the head by the squirrel or whatever. Like, I'm just seeing that, like, this person couldn't, there's a frequency that you have that even I had to tapping into, you guys, because I've been very grounded this morning. I had to really be like, oh, we're going here, we're going to this realm, all right, okay, and started losing my train of thought for a second. And I just feel like this person is referencing, you know, all that there is. And I feel like this person, like, they ponder a lot about what would be in the other rooms, and they were very fascinated by you, maybe things that you said, things that you did, different sides to you, because I think that they'd see different sides to you, so they were kind of fascinated about that. And there was always a mystique of like, what's in the next room, but what I'm getting here, especially with the 5 of Crystals, and then we have the 7 of Acorns there, it's like they didn't feel like, I feel like in the past they didn't control themselves. And I think that it's almost like they're looking at you or what you do as like an all-you-can-eat buffet, or like really inspirational, but it's like they're not, the frequency almost has them either go through their own tower moment, because we have the awakening card here. Okay, let me just put this into words. You guys, I feel my like pilot's very connected to spirit, so you have a certain frequency to you. Now when you have a light like that and you have a frequency to you, which I feel you have, it's like a very healing frequency, when you draw people in, if they're not at maybe that frequency and they want to get close, they're going to have to take off a couple of layers. So things might come up that's going to get them triggered, or things are going to come up that's going to like, you know, really challenge them to be there. If they genuinely want to be with you and want to do that work, then they can do that. So it's like, I see this person running into the chocolate factory, but the thing is that you're a very deep person, and there's like a lot to you, and I just feel like maybe at this particular time as well, this person might not have been around you with the best intentions, so they kept getting zapped back. Because with the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you know, thing, that like analogy that I was shown, the person that was like the most purest and had like the most truest heart, they won, like they got to the end. Whereas all the people with bad intentions, the people that were rude, the people that were ignorant, the people that were spoilt, the people that were greedy, they ended up being taken out. You know what I mean? And all they were doing was walking through the factory, but one by one they were being taken out because there was, you know, something to them that wasn't genuine, or they just couldn't quite handle that. And I just feel like maybe on a soul level, your energy's very much protected you from people taking too much from you and you getting drained. Because I'm going to have to speak in those terms for you guys, because I feel like that's where it's going to make sense to you. Whereas this person's looking at you and it's like, I don't get it. I like this. Like, I like all of these rooms. I'm so intrigued to see what's there. But maybe, especially in the past, they might not have been stepping to you with the best intentions. And this can be friends, this can be family members, this can be relationships. It's almost like, why am I being chucked back out? Why is it not working out? Why is it not working out? But it's like, they're not using something very genuine in a very genuine way. It's like maybe you being so colorful, it's like, I want to grab all of it's like I'm wanting to grab everything and put it in my pocket. I don't want to create any for myself. I think you guys may be healers. It wouldn't shock me. And I think that they were trying to do that. You know what I mean? It's like trying to taste all the flavors, trying to they're not adding value, like they're not respecting. Like, you know, when you go to like another land or you travel and you go to another country, I like to like respect where I am, respect like nature there, give it offerings. And I just feel like, you know, the last thing I do if I went to another country is like litter and be rude, and do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't do that. So it's almost like this person wasn't honoring you too much, because there was like, your energy was sparking up maybe like some greed or some, it's like, I want more, I want this, I want that, but they're not seeing it, they're not respecting it. It's more like, what can this do for me? And I think that's how they were viewing you. It's like, I want to be the one at the end of the, you know, the chocolate factory, but it's like, everything's kind of pushing them back. I think they might have had a little bit of an immature mindset when you first knew each other. Or they didn't quite know how to handle your energy or your frequency when they first knew you. And that's all I'm really pulling. I love that they explained it in that way of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing. They liked you, but they didn't see you at the same time. I think that both of your intentions, whether it were friendship, you know, a family connection or relationship, they weren't the same, and it would have created an imbalance, so they'd end up falling off. And I see them being annoyed then, like, oh, why isn't this working out? Why isn't this working out? I constantly feel like I'm having to fight to have this, and I'm at a loss, but I really want this. But they're not, it wasn't working out for them. And they saw you as somebody that was very adventurous, very courageous, very fun, very light-hearted, very intricate. Like, there's lots of details, there's so much. Like, I didn't know you surfed, I didn't know that you rock climbed, I didn't know that you made music, I didn't know that you did this and that. It's like, there's so much, you know, that I'm excited about, but then it's like, I'm almost wanting to take it from you instead of build my own and stand next to you. so that there was doors being shut in this person's face then, you know? So let's take a look at how they look at you now. How does pile number 4's person currently view my pile number 4's? How does pile number 4's person currently view my pile number 4's? In the present day, how does pile number 4's person currently view my pile number 4's? Currently view my pile number 4's. Are they going upright or upside down? Upright. We have the 8 of Shells, Quest and Renewal. It's the 8 of Cups. We have Love, Choice and Trust, which is the Lovers. How does pile number 4's person currently view my pile number 4's? We have the Queen of Shells, Peace and Compassion. How does pile number 4's person currently view my pile number 4's? And we have the Traveller, which is the Fool, Adventure and Potential. And the back of the deck we have the 6 of Shells, which is the 6 of Cups, Sentiment and Joy. 8 of Shells, Quest and Renewal. I would say, because there was a lack of respect that they would have had, but it wasn't like, I don't respect you. It was out of like, I don't see you, so I can't honour you the way that you're meant to be honoured. Whereas I do feel they are starting to see you in a different way now. It is coming through for a lot of you guys. I think they're starting to see... Yeah, I think they're starting to see maybe where they went wrong. Because the thing is, I don't think they've done this to just you. And I think that they've been someone for some time, because I'm saying some time because I do think they're growing out of it. They've been someone that's like thought of themselves, like, how is this going to make me feel? How is this going to affect me? Kind of similar to pile number 3. How is this going to make me feel? And I feel like they've shifted. I feel like they've grown from that. I feel like they have kind of grown up a little bit, because I feel like they might have had an idea or something that they wanted. Like they could have wanted like a lot of money, or they could have wanted to have like a, you know, like a family, or they could have wanted to travel. And I feel like little things that they would have thought, I want to do this and I want to do that. I think they've done it and it hasn't moved them. Because greed is never satisfied. You know what I mean? Like it's never satisfied. Like, we can keep making money, we can keep eating food, we're never really going to be satisfied if it's greed we're following. And I just feel like this person has kind of like learned a little bit of a lesson of like, I want this for maybe my ego, I want this to look this way, or I want this for this reason. But it's like overindulgence. It's like it didn't make me happy. Like I had it and I still wasn't satisfied. So I almost feel like this person could have had everything that they might have wanted, and then it was like, I don't want this. This isn't making me happy. And I think they've started to move to a little bit of a slower approach. To where they're like, I want something that's got a bit more substance. Maybe I want to move slower. Maybe I want to take my time. And kind of listening to their own needs instead of maybe what the ego might have been telling them. And it's like, I want, you know, it's like, now I know what I want, and I would like this and I want that. So it's like they're understanding maybe the value a little bit more of like their own emotions. And it's making them look then at other people's emotions, because it's having them stop. They're no longer thinking with their mind and their ego, and it's just like running towards something. Something's kind of crashed around them. No, I don't even think something's crashed around them. I think they got what they wanted, and I think they naturally threw it away and was like, no, I don't actually want this, because that didn't make me happy. And I think they've kind of thought of that. And I think they've started to renew their energies in that way. Pile number 4. So there's something they've stepped away from, because they thought it was something that they wanted and it wasn't. How they're viewing you now. I mean, we literally had the Queen of Cups and Love. Some of you guys might actually be in a relationship with this person now. That's for some of you guys. If not, I do feel like they're looking at you now. They're starting to see a little bit more of your depth, more of your value. It wouldn't shock me if this person reaches out for a new beginning. If this is a family member, I feel like you're going to start seeing them making a little bit more effort and really seeing you and really respecting your boundaries, because there is a shift here. I would still say be cautious and set boundaries and whatever, but if this is a family member, I really do see them really seeing you. friendship as well, I see them looking at you different in the sense of really valuing your time and wanting to maybe pour into you. And then if this is like a relationship or like, you know, like somebody from the past that I don't feel anything happened because I feel like the door kept shutting on them, I think they're like, I think you might get a knock at the door, like not literally, I mean it may happen literally, but there is a feeling of them shifting and being like, you know what, actually I see you differently and I'm willing to start this if you are. It's up to you if you do, and Spirit's saying that's completely up to you. That's entirely up to you. They're not letting me say anything else, but I do feel that they're starting to really see you. It's like, you know what, that chocolate river, that was a nice chocolate river, but I really didn't need to jump all in, did I? I really didn't need to have my hands down. Like, that was silly of me. Next time I'll get a little cup if I'm allowed. Like, it's that sort of thing. And they're like, maybe I don't really need the golden egg. You know, they're starting to see something differently in a more intimate way. I think they're getting in touch with their needs a little bit more and their heart space. I don't see any purging though, I will say that. Maybe they've already done it with the Eight of Shells. I think this person learns through other people though. But the reason I feel like it's a bit more romantic is because we have the love and the Lovers and the Queen of Shells. It's like trust, peace, compassion. It's like they're leaning to you in an emotional way. Because like I said, you have like a healing energy, and I just feel like you're a lot more soft. And it's funny because there's colour, and that's what they were seeing. So they almost thought, oh yeah, fire, but they're realising actually you're water, you know? You're smoother, you're more intimate, and that's what you are. So it's like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. And I think I want to see if you'll hear from this person if you're not in touch with them, because some of you guys I feel like might be with them or speaking to them, or they've maybe apologized or approached you. Some of you guys, you already have had that. If it's friendships, I feel like this person's wanting to spend time with you, you're hearing from them. Family members the same as well. But I want to see for those of you that might not be, because there's this feeling of you're with them or they're around you. If not, they might just be thinking of you, because we do have the Six of Shells here. They feel like a kinship to you, and I always, whenever I look at the Six of Cups, it's like childhood, so it's like past energy, you know. Let's take a look. Pile number 4 is pile number 4's person, if they're not already speaking to them, is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4's? Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4? Spirit guides, is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4's? Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4's? Is pile number 4's person going to reach out? 4 of Wands. Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4's? 8 of Cups again. Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4's? Queen of Wands. Ace of Pentacles reversed. For some of you guys, I think, you know, I said it's up to you if you were to allow them back. I think some of you are going to be like, no. Yeah, Temperance. 2 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Interesting. 4 of Wands, 8 of Cups. It's like they built something, they tore it down, walked away from it. And it's like, right, if you hear from them, it's not going to be for a minute, because I think that they are focusing on themselves. Their energy is very imbalanced in a sense, but it's almost like they're kind of taking it in strides. That's kind of what I'm getting, pile number 4. Very focused on self right now. And that might even shock you to hear, because maybe they were someone that was always with other friends, or a family member that always needed somebody there, or, you know, somebody that was always in relationships, and I don't feel that's even a thought. So right now they're currently very focused on themselves and pouring into themselves. They don't feel like they've got anything to give right now. They feel pretty imbalanced. And I'm being told this isn't normally what they do. Normally they'd run to other friends and spend time with other friends, and they'd run, you know, to other family members and stay there and kind of let that person soothe over their wounds, or they'd run to another partnership and be like, yes, please heal me. And they're not doing that because they've shifted their energy. But will they reach out at one point? I just want to know that for you guys, so you know. Because if you don't want this person back, I want you to, like, be aware. Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to my pile number 4 at one point? 7 of Swords. Is pile number 4's person going to reach out to pile number 4 at one point? Is pile number 4 going to reach out to pile number 4 at one point? Strength. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles just flipped over. And the back of the deck is a Knight of Swords. It's going to be a minute, pile 4, if they do. I think someone's hurt them or said something to them. Or it could be that they know that they've hurt you in the past. So it's kind of like that might be beating themselves. They might be beating themselves up over that. There's like guilt. It could be that. Yeah, I see them like there's guilt or something. Like I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. I can't imagine Augustus Gloop felt very good when he was being sucked up the tube. That's kind of the feeling, I guess, if we have to put it to something. So it's like, or someone could have done them dirty, or someone could have said something to them. It's going to take a second. There's a feeling of right and wrongs with the 7 of Swords going into the 9 of Swords. But I feel like when they feel ready, because it's something I feel like they're working through. Maybe it's their need to like rush into things, or their need to overindulge in certain things. Maybe they would have had certain addictions. I feel like they're mastering them. Once they feel ready, then I feel like that's when you're going to hear from them. Some of you guys, I don't think it's going to be enough because it's just the Knight of Cups here. I feel like it might not be enough for some of you guys. For some of you guys, it might be. But they are going to be wanting to pour something back. I do think you'll hear from them. I do think you'll at least get a message from them. Because we have the Knight of Swords here. So they are going to want to take action. Yeah, but that is going to... That's swinging in the wind. It's literally like I'm not even being told a time frame or anything. It's like, that's going to be up to you. But right now they're here. They're super focused. And they're going to continue to focus. I think they might go through a bit of a healing phase. Before they reach out. Some of you guys are going to be long gone by that point as well. I'm being told. But some of you guys, this person might have already gone through that and is with you currently. Because I almost feel this feeling of somebody with you currently. Pile number 4. Pile number 4. Pile number 4's person's current thoughts and feelings towards pile 4. How do they currently view my pile 4s? Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So I mean, you're a light. You know what I mean? You have a lot of healing energy. I think you're very abundant in that way. And I think you have a lot to give. And I think maybe this person got a bit blinded by that and got a bit overindulgent and maybe didn't respect you or honor you. Or honor that energy in the way they were supposed to. They were looking at it through a different lens, whereas I feel like that is shifting, changing. The fact that they're going to start doing this work and have already been doing it, and the fact that they're pausing because they don't even feel like they have anything to give. I feel like in the past they didn't have anything to give, but they'd still run towards you. Whereas now it's like, I have nothing to give, I need to pour into myself. So that's a difference, you know? So they have definitely shifted. The back of the deck, you guys have Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. They see you as somebody that stands true to your own words and somebody that stands in your own like integrity as well. Like a very true person. I'm being told passionate, but like a very hearty person. Like no lies detected sort of thing. That's how they view you. And this is the thing, they were coming in maybe with some lies or not telling the whole truth and coming in with, you know, not the best intentions here, and the light was just sending them back out. It wasn't working. Yeah, there's some guilt that this person may have in regards to you, or some, I don't think it's there yet. When they start to work on it, then it's going to be there. Right now, I think they're not thinking of you. Right now, they're focused on this and pouring into themselves, but I do think when they feel right, they will probably reach out to you. Because I see something landing here. yeah, so pile number 4, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.